We're back. Judd'z Budz. 202, I think. Spoke Z, joined by my good buddy, Mr. at State of Hoppy. Hoppy, how we doing?
We're doing. I don't know. It feels... I think I'm feeling left out just because I was not around when the tweet went out. I'll paraphrase. Minnesota Wild fans have invaded the drop.
Oh, yeah. That threw me out. I walked in, I was like, hey, whoa. That ruled.
Did any of them like come up like, we came here for you? Or like, was it just random Wild fans that had no idea what your existence was?
No, it was random Wild fans, no idea who I was, but there was, but I met, or like talked to, it was like a girl who apparently lives somewhere in Brighton, and then her family, just they're from Minnesota originally, and then they're friends from somewhere else, but they were all coming to visit the daughter or whatever, and they went to the Bruins Wild game, obviously. And I like looked over, and dude, the dad had a fucking Backstrom jersey. And I was like, that's fucking sick. So I was like, just from across, like from my quarter, I was like, Backstrom, and he was like, yeah, who the fuck are you? Yeah, I don't really know how to explain this, but and I just like, and like the mom came over talking for like 5 minutes, but it was funny. It was just like, well, I don't think I've seen one other Wild hat at the drop before.
Okay.
So I walked in, I see a family with jerseys on, but like one of them being a Nicholas Backstrom jersey. I was like, fuck yeah, dude, that rules. I love this guy.
And
they're cool.
And one of them walks up to you, is like, do you really know Matt Boldy's aunt?
Yeah. Well, the girls were at Boulder. I was like, I should have been like, yeah. Like, want to talk to Kelly? But no, it was good stuff though. It was very funny.
That is just
Jason. How we doing, brother?
Jason. Yeah, it's just funny to have them like randomly happen across you in your environment when like there's no reason for people to end up at the drop besides what you just laid out, where it's like, oh yeah, my family's in Minnesota, but I live right here.
Yeah. And I watched the game at a bar down the street with my buddy, the Irish Village, the IV. And then
that's awesome.
Oh yeah. It's a fun spot. But then we walked back to the drop, and I immediately walk in. I see 6 Wild jerseys. I was like, "What the fuck is happening to me right now? How did they beat me to the fucking drop? This isn't right. This is not right."
Take over.
If they were in the corner, I don't know what I would have done. I would have gone right back to the corner.
That would have been a scene. Plenty to talk about here, but a lot of it's been a lot more recent. Like, we're gonna spend a little bit more time on NHL topics than usual, I would say. Let's just jump right in with I didn't even see this one, if I'm being honest, so maybe I'm just way off my game. But Z, we have someone saying breaking news tonight: Maple Leafs fired general manager Brad Treliving.
Yeah, that was like an hour ago. He got canned.
Missed it.
I mean, wasn't
goddamn kids.
Like, if you told me at the end of the season that the Leafs were going to clean house and, you know, with the management group and Berube, I wouldn't have been surprised whatsoever. The timing's pretty weird, unless they have someone in mind. Maybe, I don't know. But like, at the same time, like right now, oh, well, I'm talking for the general manager get fired right now. That's one thing. I was going to
say, it's a copycat league. The Leafs are like, well, look at that. Vegas just fired someone. We can.
So you think you're going to steal the headlines right now? Well, but yeah, no, I mean, like, and it's hard to argue. I mean, there's just been essentially nothing's gone right this year for Toronto, obviously. And the kicker is, I mean, like, fortunately, they get picks back by selling off at the deadline. But, like, the ultimate kicker is the fact that Fraser Minton's currently Boston's first-line center, and the Bruins have their first-round pick, top 5 protected. And I think there's also a 4th-round pick in that deal last deadline. And I mean, you know, Brandon Carlo-Louis is what he is, but like just the fact that Fraser Minton's breaking out as a legit NHL center right now, I think long term, obviously, he's not going to be a top 6 guy, but having a really good year in the games against Toronto, other than last week, which was one of the worst performances I've ever seen a hockey team put in. But part of me was thinking, hey, good move. You got to like the fact that they had an absolute stinker against the Leafs, let the Leafs get a couple more points. And then I think they won like 2 more. So I was like, there, like that. That's actually a good move. And then Boston, obviously, the last 3 games, it's just a heater. I don't really know what to do with this team anymore. But yeah, so I'm not surprised.
It's Toronto, right? So there's going to be overreaction in general. And then there's everyone freaking out about like which side of the Marner battle were you on? But it wasn't like they were having some like worldly awful season. Like they were doing better than half of the West, weren't they? For a while.
I guess, but I mean, it
hurts more. It's been bad. I'm not questioning that, but like people make it out like it's like back when they were drafting Austin Matthews bad, and it's not.
Technically, no. I don't know how much Leafs hockey you've watched this year. It's been
not good.
It's been like, especially for a team that's coming off winning the Atlantic Division. And I mean, really, the shitstorm started realistically in the second round of the playoffs last year, when it was just like they gave absolutely nothing, other than fucking games 1, and then we're games 1, 2, 5, and 6, or 5. What was that? So they were up 2-0, then they went to 7. So I think there was game 6. They looked good, and then they went home game 7 and just laid an absolute egg. And then literally since then, it's just been atrocious. But I mean, it's so weird. Like they go out and I liked some of the moves they made in the summer, like bringing in the guy like Dakota Joshua. I thought was going to be at least a lot better than like this year. That's been a disaster. He has a whole lot other. He's had off ice things with his like own personal health and everything, so that was never great. But I thought Michelli was going to come in there and fit right into that top 6. Berube decided never to play him for a while there, and then even when he was on the ice, he only had a couple games where it wasn't going that well. And I mean, then the defense is just an absolute shitstorm. Tanev hurt obviously doesn't help, but when Oliver Ekman-Larsson's your best defenseman start to finish, and by a wide margin, that's not good. Great.
In fairness,
no, I know. I'm saying if you're a team that's looking at coming into the year, we're supposed to be challenging for Stanley Cup, that's not great. And then for 4 weeks, it looked like Troy Stetcher was going to be those
are the wrong expectations, though, right? There's no world where people actually expected that, right?
Yeah, I don't. Going back, I remember thinking they were going to be a solid team. So
I thought they'd be good, but not a cup contender.
Right. But it's just been miss after miss after miss, and they had an okay deadline just as far as recouping some assets. Yeah. But this is just not the spot they should be in. And again, I do think the roster's better than what they've shown, but it's just everything's gone wrong. And then we'll see what happens in the offseason. What's stood out more to me than anything else is obviously the play's been bad, but Berube just sounds like he's I have nothing else. This, the amount of post game pressers where they're coming in everyone was talking about this could be the biggest game of the year. This is a must win. It's and how the start was abysmal again. How's that how does that happen? He's I don't know, ask them. I was oh my God, dude. And then the first move they make is to fire Mark Savard, the power play coach. I'm okay. So yeah, no, it's just been a shit show start to finish, and we'll see how much of a teardown this ends up being. But it feels that's just the first domino to fall. But it's just a weird time for the GM to go, I think. But who knows?
Before we make it even more about the Leafs, I always have to oblige if someone asks. Jason wants to know what we're drinking tonight. It is a delicious, very strong, juicy number from Lupulin. Got it from their big beer week, and it is, let's see, a whopping 10%er for an IPA, but unreal can design. It probably doesn't really do it justice here with the glare, but very cool, prism setup with a dragon in it that's super detailed. I was Marcus, who does all of their can art. I don't think there's anyone in the country, let alone the state, that matches what he can do on can art. It's super, super fun. But yes, just very, very delicious. I could not recommend Lupulin more, but anyone that's been here for any amount of time already knows this about me. I'm going to ask you what I asked you before we jumped on here, Z. The fight happened. God bless Radko Gudas for being I will go play because I need to take retribution. Otherwise my teammates will. And they pretty much asked him hey, what's your health situation? He's I'm playing. And that's the only answer he would give. Not a whole lot of fight back against Mr. Domi.
Yeah, I mean, he said he's going to go take care of it himself. He's going to go take his medicine, and he took a couple doses of medicine. I think Domi landed about 3 just solid uppercuts, and then on the ice gave him one more for good measure. So shout out Radko Gudas for stepping in, playing, and just settling it right away. But yeah, I mean, I didn't know what else really to anticipate from that. Not surprised it was Domi. And again, like puck drop, like first shift of the game, Domi's going to be all fired up with all the adrenaline. Radko's on one leg. Plus, I mean, like Gudas doesn't get in a ton of just like, let's go square up and fight. Like that's not really a lot of what his scraps are. But yeah, no, good for him for taking his medicine. Hopefully just settling it there. We'll see. Again, I turned off the game after you jumped, or right before we jumped on here. It was 2-0. Cutter Goche, 38th goal of the year, by the way. My God. Good for him. That's working out. But yeah, no, we'll see if there's any other shenanigans that go on the rest of that game, or if it's going to be one and done, but we'll see.
Yes, and last Leafs thing for at least 5 minutes, but Bryce has an interesting proposition here. Judd Brackett as Leafs GM. Then Judd trades Matthews for all of his prospects and wild draft picks.
Yeah, there you go.
I think that's the only scenario under which I will let Judd Brackett leave.
Yeah, fair. Fine. It'll be interesting. I remember there was like, I think it was last offseason, there was talk about like, is Judd Brackett eventually going to be looked at as a guy to like be a future GM in the like somewhat near term?
I don't think he wants to.
Yeah. Whenever you listen to him talk, you know that motherfucker loves being on the road, grinding, scouting. Like he does love this. So and he's obviously quite good at it. So
I think similar to his departure from Vancouver, like the only reason he leaves is if he loses the autonomy that he absolutely has here, or maybe he just gets tired of the Wild trading away all of his draft picks. Like, I don't know, maybe, but still, I think he's pretty happy. And I'm not going to like, I do not know this. I would just imagine as long as he maintains full authority over how their entire scouting department works, I think he's going to be okay.
Yeah. We'll text him and ask. Like, hey,
we'll have him on here and ask. Yeah,
we'll have him.
All right. Well, I suppose we should talk. I mean, the move that inspired, or I guess gave the Leafs the courage to fire Mr. Brad. No job is safe in Vegas, and I feel like everyone already thinks this, but I'll just say it out loud. This has to be like the most Vegas move ever. Not only the like extremely late firing of their coach, but bringing in a replacement who's basically the same demeanor of coach. Is John Tortorella the most Vegas coach that has ever Vegased?
Possibly. I mean, God, it fucking sucks for Cassidy. I mean, you just look at the body of work since he got back into the NHL with the Bruins, and just what he's one of the top 5 coaches in this league. Like, I have no doubt about that. You look at Vegas, like, I don't think Bruce Cassidy's a problem. Like, what's interesting is, like, I know Elliot had mentioned that he thought players were starting to tune him out, and like, because he is hard on guys, and when things aren't going well or they aren't getting wins, like, he is extra with that. Like, I mean, that's just been a common thing. But what's interesting though is even if he's like pissing those guys off, even if the message is wearing thin, you look at how they're playing as far as just like how good they remain defensively, how much they generate, like their expected like 5-on-5 goal share, like they are still top 5. They just can't buy a fucking save. And I'd probably say they're 1 or 2 like solid skating, puck moving defensemen short. Like, they're a lot slower. They're a lot older now. But I mean, they have the worst goaltending in the league. And I don't think it's even very close.
There's a lot of bad goaltending this year, which is kind of weird. Yeah.
I mean, I think if you just like the surface level goaltending stats have like slowly gone down over time. So like now, realistically nowadays, like a 910 is a good save percentage. Right. But it's more, that's when you just look like the goal saved above.
Like the league average is like what?
It's close to 9. 7? Yeah.
That's bad.
But I mean, they're getting goaltending that is shockingly bad. And I think I saw a stat. They've given up a goal in the first shot of the game like 11 times this year. And I think other than Vancouver, they've trailed the most since like January or since the Olympic break. I can't even remember how far back it goes, but like no one in the NHL, no team has trailed more often or for more minutes. Vegas is the second leading as far as like playing while down. And the one is Vancouver. It's like they're winning like for 10 seconds a game, maybe. So they're just constantly playing from behind again. They just can't buy a save. And I do think like Rasmus Anderson is a good player. I don't think he was the guy that they needed on that back end. Like I probably would have stuck with Zach. Move, right? Probably would have stuck with Zach Whitecloud because he's a really good puck mover, a really solid defender, and a really good skater. So I think that's probably a big part of what they need. Obviously, they lose Pietrangelo too. That's never going to help. And again, like it's still just free. It just still comes down to that goaltending. And I mean, there's like when you watch too, it does look a little bit different. Like Tomas Hertl has not looked like very good since the Olympics as well. Because of that, Marner's had to play center a lot, which like he's performed fine, but like ideally he's not the top 6 center for you. But I think the problems are far beyond Cassidy. We'll see how long I desperately need the Edmonton Oilers to fucking hire Bruce Cassidy on the spot.
Everyone's thinking that, yeah. Well,
on the spot.
But the Cassidy firing wasn't a matter of like X's and O's coaching ability. It's flat out. It seems like it's a bit of a track record now too. Like he's gonna perform great early on. The message wears thin fast, and players get sick of it. And it sounds like half of the Vegas roster wanted him gone.
Right, and Bruce Cassidy's definitely like he fits that bill. I think it's also that's just like how NHL coaching is going in general. When you look at it now, like you know who the 6th longest tenured coach in NHL is? Carberry.
Did you listen to the sheet today?
No, I was going over in my head this morning.
I heard it.
I was just like, I think Carberry might be like top 8. And then I looked, it was like 6 or 7 right now. I was like, Jesus Christ.
No, it was fun. Merrick had to like drag Zach through it. And he's like, who's the most recent? He's like, God damn it. Is it Berube? He's like, no, but it's got something to do with the Leafs. He's like, Jesus Christ. Carberry?
Yeah. Carberry is this like, it's crazy. So I think that's how the league's going in general. But I mean, the whole like, he is very, very demanding, very hard on players. And I think they were also, I think I saw Friedman said it. I think Merrick maybe had mentioned it, but there have been a couple of meetings over the past however many months that were players were not happy with what was said in some of the meetings, whether it was like exit meetings last year.
That's the thing. It sounded like this summer he almost was gone.
The playoff. Yeah, I think it was that. Was they losing 5 to the Oilers and it wasn't even close? I guess after that it was really there was some really tough meetings. But again, like that's what's crazy is like Vegas is still a good hockey team, and like even if his message was wearing thin, they were still. You look at like what they are, like the product, the overall product. It's like yes, they're still slower, and some guys just don't look the same, but they're like dominating possession. They have the puck the whole time. They can't buy a save, and I think I still think they're just way too slow. So I would say if they got like even just under like league average goaltending, that probably buys them their 6 or 7 wins. That's what's crazy about it. And fortunately for them, they're in the Pacific. So now they have like basically now you're like basically hiring John Tortorella to coach a tournament. Like it's like he gets 8 games in the playoffs.
And they didn't like sign him past that either. So it is like the perfect feel it out. Let him give him this jolt. It gives you time to hire the next guy, but you're just doing something to shake shit up and hopefully make a push in the playoffs. What do you say to Brian? Fire Hines and hire Cassidy.
I saw. Was there also reports that there was talk of like a potential Hines extension coming at some point? And I was like, I'd like to see the playoffs first before we even think about that.
Yeah, I'd like to not do that, please.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see like if that because like I mean Bruce Cassidy got fired like last week got fired in Boston. He was hired less than a week later. We'll see. I don't see that happening right now. And again, fingers crossed the Oilers do it though. That would rule. But we'll see if there's other situations like that happen. I mean, actually in Boston again, Montgomery gets fired less than a week and a half later. He's hired by the St. Louis Blues after they had just named their like new interim head coach. They're like, hey, just kidding. Gotcha, pal. So we'll see how long it takes for him to get swept up. But I mean, it's going to be tough for any NHL team to look at a guy like Bruce Cassidy in the market. And if they're not 100% all in on their coach, which is probably like maybe just Tampa Bay and Colorado, and like, I don't know. Other than that, it's going to be hard to look at Bruce Cassidy and think, why wouldn't we go do that?
Vancouver up 1 rip after 20. Not a great start for Mr. Tortorella. Yeah. That's tough. Let's see here. We've got, of course, Danny Briere. I'm not sure if you saw this one, Z, but basically Danny Briere comes out and fully endorses the college process as a big stepping stone from the CHL. Here's him talking about Porter Martone, who, of course, just signed and tried his hardest to play right away on Sunday night and was not able to make it work. But the way he's developed physically, that was the biggest reason for encouraging the move to the NCAA this season, which encouraging is a important caveat there. To have kind of a stepping stone to the OHL to the NHL. I think he just spoke weird there. Developing his body, getting stronger. I think the amount of time he spent in the gym, you can see in his body how it's changed. It's almost going from a teenager to a man. And his play on the ice spoke for itself. You guys have all seen what he's done and how dominant he was. He took a step to playing against men in the NCAA. There's a lot of strong players that are much older than 16 and 17-year-olds in the CHL. It was a good stepping stone for him. We feel he's developed nicely, physically and mentally, and almost close to being ready to be in the NHL. We'll see in the next few weeks. I just love this endorsement for more guys going NCAA.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this specifically with Martone and Michigan State specific. Like, I mean, they have, everyone's been saying they've got like the best strength and conditioning program in the country. And I think like he's up like 25 pounds and down 3% body fat or whatever. Like, it's just like all muscle. I think, again, the way that they play, it's very regimented. He's hard on the forecheck. He's very physical. Like, he's engaged 24/7. And like one of the only knocks on Martone going into the draft year is like sometimes he has it, sometimes he looks like he's taking an off night, but like the skill and the upside is just like it only takes him one shift. All of a sudden he goes SportsCenter top 10 mode. But yeah, the kid's a beast, and he was incredible this year on a really good Michigan State team that has another heartbreaking end to their NCAA tournament. But yeah, I wasn't surprised at all to see him sign and ready to go. We'll see. I mean, he's going to play tomorrow. He's making his debut officially. It would have been incredible if he somehow was able to make that work on Sunday. That would have been nuts.
He was begging for it.
And the Flyers are hot right now. So now you're just getting, like, they're playing really well. They're getting contributions up and down that lineup.
Imagine
sicko mode.
Imagine if they had a Cutter Gauthier type talent.
Oh, imagine. But yeah, no, I mean, now all of a sudden, like, right before, like, leading up to the Olympic break, like, everything was very dreary in Philadelphia. Come out, they lose that first game badly, and there's like, oh boy, okay, so that's about it. And all of a sudden, they're hot right now. They've won. Like, I went through, the Senators are like 6-2-2 in their last 10, and they've lost ground in the East playoff, right? Like, it's crazy. Like, how many of these teams are just performing? Like, I think they have their past 10 games, they've got like a 780 point percentage. It's nuts. And now, obviously, that's another feel-good factor for the Flyers to have a guy like Martone ready to step in and play. So we'll see how it goes, see where he slots in, but it's going to be exciting for him. But yeah, no, and I think
good for Philly.
Our buddy out here, Ivan, who this year I think he started doing stuff with Elite Prospect, but he was talking to some NHL teams, and they were saying the biggest difference now is just like they love the NCAA route. Just the biggest thing is like that strength and conditioning programs that all these teams have and the schedule.
So my question is, and I've asked this before, and I'm going to keep asking it periodically until it does or doesn't happen, but do we think we reach a point where NHL teams get really friendly with specific coaches or programs in NCAA, and they basically feed and direct their guys right to the team they want them at?
Well, I mean, look at the Boston Bruins. They've got like 6 guys on BC every single year, and I know they were pushing. They were
them when they're already committed there.
No,
they
Boston problem. No, hold up, Jesus Christ, hold on. Will Zellers, they acquire last year the deadline. He's committed to North Dakota. They tried to get him to like recommit and go to end up like one of the Boston schools. Like they want to have them out here. So I'm sure there's going to be teams. Yeah, no, darn. Yeah, I'm sure he's regretting his decision. I'm sure there's teams that will have their ideal spots. It's very funny that Boston Bruins just love BC. They're like BC everywhere. It's right here. It's right here.
He tall, NBC, NBU. Yeah. Okay, in. All right. Couple more NHL topics, mostly coming from comments. Actually, at this point, let's see here. First one we'll go with Z. Urban's giving us some trivia. Celebrini, 6th teenager with 100 points. Name the other 5. I know 2 of them.
Yeah.
Actually, no. It might only be 1. So I definitely know 1. I don't know if I can name all 5. Let me try and think here. So the obvious one. Do you know the obvious one?
Sid?
Yeah.
How old was Ovechkin?
That's my question. Was he 19 or was he 20? I don't know. I'm going to look it up. Just that. I'm not going to look up the answer to the question, but I got to look up what Ovi's birthday is. Alex Ovechkin birthday. September 17th, so he was probably 20 because he was a year late.
Right.
85. Let's see. His opening season was 05, 06. Yeah, he would have been 20 by the start of that season. So not Ovi. Definitely Sid.
Sid, Wayne. Or how old? Yeah.
No, because was he NHL at that point? I don't know if Wayne's one of them. Is he?
I don't know. Maybe not.
All right, Urban, don't type them in yet, but if you have the answers, be ready to give them to us because we're going to need to know.
Lemieux?
I would think Lemieux, but again,
I think Dale Howardchuck's one of them.
Oh, shit. I wouldn't have come up with that. Did McDavid in his second season? Would that have still been under 20? I suppose if he turned 20 in the season, that doesn't count then. So maybe not, because his first year was cut short. Man, Sid was the only obvious one for me.
I'm gonna say Sid, Lemieux. I feel like Gretzky was.
But was it in the NHL?
I'm fairly certain Howardchuck is one of them, and then I feel like there's this dude. There was someone like on the Kings maybe that also.
All right, I got one. I mean Lemieux, I would have guessed if I had to put in 5 names, but
oh wait, I think I have it. No,
there's one name I was considering, and I'm second guessing myself now pretty hard.
The one that I'm debating, I can't. It's a very random one, and I think it was when I was teaching, I was just on doing NHL trivia instead of actually doing my job for a while. And I want to say it's a very random one that you'll never guess. I think it's Jimmy Carson.
Jimmy Carson. Let's see what Urban says. He did say Super Mario, Gretzky, Crosby, Howardchuck, yes, and one surprise. You won't guess it. Jimmy Carson. All right, Z wins. The only reason I didn't say Gretzky is because I thought for sure he was not NHL yet, so I didn't know if that would count.
Yeah.
But whatever. Jimmy Carson is quite the pull, Z. Good for you.
I'm not kidding. There was one year when I was doing like assistant teaching, and basically it was like make sure the kids don't kill each other. And at one point, it was just like, all right, let's keep them separated. And I was for about 2 months, I was just going on different like trivia websites and just hammering out random NHL facts. That was like 7 years ago, though.
All right.
So I think I had like one of them must have been like youngest players to 100 points or some shit. Was he Kings?
Don't know.
Yeah, he was with the Kings, and he played all over the place. Oh wait, was he? Oh, because he was part of the oh god, he was part of the Gretzky trade.
Yeah. Next question from Brian. Who do you guys have for Jack Adams this year? He says either Dan Muse or Lindy Rush. There's a lot of real good candidates this year.
I would go Cooper. I mean, what he's done just with a team that, especially when you look at the start of the year, some of the like players like Darren Radish, and then how good he and Moser have been together, and then half their lineup was out with injury. Hedman's been hurt pretty much the whole year and is barely back now. And then Kucherov's just going Lemieux mode.
Yeah, that's coaching.
Well, I mean, no, because if you look at the contributions up and down that lineup, like
sure.
what he gets out of these guys, it's insane. So, like, for me, it's
Cooper.
Have
my 3 nominees. Who are your 3 that you would have as finalists?
Cooper.
I'm curious if we align, because Cooper is one of mine. I don't think he'd be my winner, but he's one of my 3. Because I agree. Coming into the season, people weren't sure if the Lightning were going to make the playoffs.
Right.
Like, you have to base it off expectations. Who are your other 2?
Cooper. I would love to say fuck it and throw a bonus in there, even though he just got there.
This is going to be my hint for one of mine. Right here. Look at him, Z.
Hell yeah, there he is.
Poor Dean. Bonus is one of my 3. How do you not? If they make the playoffs, how do you not have bonus in your final 3?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, the argument's just going to be the fact that they used to go there. But, like, yeah, well, that body of work, when he did that, was insane. Yeah, I guess
Urban
maybe
says Cooper, Ruff, Bednar in that order. For me, it's Cooper, bonus, and Muse if he gets in.
Yeah.
As long as they maintain their playoff spot, Dan Muse should win it. But I'm with you that Cooper has a really good argument. And then the bonus one, it just depends on if you're going to, like, I think it's more impressive that he started where he was at and he's going to get them into the playoffs. That's insane.
Yeah.
So
you know who's like gotten no love that probably should at least get something is the fact that fucking like I never see Clint Gulletson. And like his whole team's been hurt half the year too, and they've just like they had a tough start, and then they were somehow still like getting points, winning games. Then everyone got hurt again, and all of a sudden they went like 13 games in a row. Like it's crazy.
Oh, that's very fair. You know what? People aren't giving enough love to Andrew Brunette.
I can't. Whoever gets that last like Western Conference, like whoever gets that second wild card, I'm like I don't care. But any other NHL thing too, the St. Louis Blues might make the fucking playoffs.
Yeah.
Joel Hofer is giving them outrageous goaltending. Bennington still sticks, but Hofer's been out of his fucking mind.
No, and watch. They'll get in the playoffs on Hofer. Hofer will have one bad game. Bennington takes over and lights out because the games matter.
It's crazy. I just like, but yeah, it's been a crazy year. And also, Brendan Moore doesn't get mentioned. The fact that like, I mean, they made a couple nice additions, but then you've got like Brandon Bussey playing out of his mind sometimes, and then their addition at the deadline was Nick Delorier.
I think it's going to be hard with just how bad that division is. Like, I think if the division was even like okay, it would look a lot different. But it's like, yeah, of course you're beating the shit out of horrible teams. Who cares?
Yeah. I still look at it and like they've maintained the number one spot there the whole year, and then like obviously the record is what it is. Like, I don't think he's not going to be in my top 3, but he could probably get some. He should probably get some love somewhere.
Yeah, no, that's fair. All right, interesting. Let's see. Did we have anything else NHL either from the comments or that you wanted to talk about? Z, let me see here. Just hit Jack Adams. Nope. The other stuff here is for Minnesota. So, nope. Did you have anything else like league-wide of interest? Besides, can we please, for the love of God, keep Sidney Crosby healthy?
Yeah. Oh my God. He got tossed down the first period. I thought he hit his head first. I was like, oh my God, no. By the way, my God, the Penguins. That game, like the game tonight, was nuts. This fucking Penguins team and Erik Karlsson turning back the clock. Like, this is probably even the year we put up 100 points with San Jose. It was just like it was all out chaos, power play, and still fit it. It was like 102 points wins the Norris with like a -27.
Do you remember who the brilliant hockey guru, probably soon to be insider?
Oh, you can't help yourself.
He said it was the worst trade in NHL history. How can you say that with the pieces that Pittsburgh moved out? Even if Karlsson's a bum, fine. Like, it's still a meh trade.
Yeah.
And now he's doing this. Shut your dirty mouth, Mike Grinnell.
My only comment on Karlsson is the fact that it's been very fun to watch him turn the clock back. And I mean, especially when you lose Malkin and Crosby at the same time for a little bit there, he is just putting up 3 points per game, legitimately playing like borderline Hart Trophy level Erik Karlsson. It was he's been incredible to watch. And I'm prime elite Erik Karlsson is one of the funnest players to ever, like, I've ever watched ever. So it's awesome. I'm just happy for him. I love the guy.
Brian asks, what did Mike Sullivan do to Karlsson? Look at him now, a beast. Poor Mike Sullivan. If he didn't have that gold medal, he's on suicide watch.
And then really the only other like NHL things. First of all, Edmonton's actually playing really well right now, and it's like interesting to watch for me.
Do we know at this point what Leon's prognosis is?
All they said was rest of regular season, and then from there, but they're actually playing like really good hockey right now, like the past week or two. So that's good.
I mean, dude, if he comes back not even fully healthy, his best postseason was on one leg.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's probably like 3 points per game.
That's a top 5 playoff performance ever.
Yeah, he's a freak of nature. And then, dude, this fucking Eastern Conference playoff race is bananas. Like,
it is very fun down the stretch.
I read them off earlier, or I didn't read them off. I like noted it earlier. I thought I saved the tweet. Oh wait, actually, know where it is. But like the poor Ottawa Senators, dude. Like,
yeah,
lose pretty much everyone on the back end, especially that losing Jake Sanderson is just fucking brutal. Playing like 28 minutes a night. Legit Norris Trophy level season. Such a key cog to what they do, and he's been unbelievable. They obviously lose him, brutal.
Can he?
And then they just getting performances. Jordan Spence playing like 23 minutes, and he's been a beast for them. Tyler Cleven's been really good for them, like stepping up, playing big minutes, and like solid puck mover, putting up a couple points. Really just solid defensively though. But then they're 6-3-1 in their last 10. The Senators have been playing at a 106-point pace the past 10 games and lost ground in the division. Like, it's crazy because it's like Tampa Bay in their last 10, 7-1-2, Buffalo 6-2-2, Montreal 7-3-0, Boston 6-2-2, Ottawa 6-3-1. They lost ground at a 106-point pace. It's crazy.
Yeah. Do you feel good about Boston making it now?
Yeah, I think they'll make it. That being said, they still have by far the toughest schedule left. Like they play pretty much every playoff team, and most of those games are going to be on the road. But for whatever reason, they somehow are making it work. They're shooting the lights out. Jeremy Swayman's playing out of his mind, and David Pastrnak's a freak of nature. And then unexpectedly, the line of Casey Middlestat, Pavel Zacha, and Victor Arvidsson, as far as their results go, has been a top 5 line in hockey all year, which is crazy to me. I don't really know what to do with that.
We got to get Casey on, fellas.
And shout out Charlie McAvoy, new career high in points this season, despite missing most of it, or not most of it.
Most deformed jaw of the year.
Oh my God, poor bastard.
All right, give me this then, Z. Pick 2 that you want in the playoffs, regardless of matchup, just like fun for them to be in. New York Islanders, Philadelphia Flyers, Columbus Blue Jackets, Ottawa Senators, Detroit Red Wings. Pick 2.
Senators, Blue Jackets.
I agree. I still got a spot in my heart for the Islanders just because of what Schaefer's done.
Schaefer, yeah.
But I'm also worried that would be a tough wake-up call for him. Maybe not.
Maybe. He's just, I mean, the thing, he put up like 31 minutes the other night. Like the other game, he finished the last 4 minutes off on his offside. Like the kid's just a freak of nature.
If the Senators get Sanderson back for the playoffs, that's a
nightmare.
Such a shitty. That's the opposite of whoever sneaks into the last wild card in the West. Like that is a death blow. And then Columbus, it's just the feel-good story. You need it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm with you on those. Screw the Eyes are playing, and I will never support the Philadelphia Flyers as long as I live. Actually,
very happy for Trevor Zegras, though.
I have to take that back. I actually was kind of pulling for the Flyers in 2010 because Blackhawks fans were so fucking obnoxious. I couldn't handle it. I do actually. It's funny that brings up something because Jeff Merrick always brings this up. Always. That there's only been 3 in the history of the NHL, 3 coaches that have won Stanley Cups on multiple teams. Basically saying if you hire a coach that won a Stanley Cup, you're wasting your time because they won't do it again. I think that's the dumbest stat in the world. I think it's absolutely insane. But like my counter argument to that is how many players have won a Stanley Cup at multiple positions, like forward and defense? Any? Maybe back in like the days that the Leafs were winning the Cups when there were 6 teams and like no one could skate.
The
reason I asked that question, question because Dustin Byfuglien won a Stanley Cup as a forward.
Yeah.
Were the Winnipeg Jets fools for having him on their team because there's no way they could win a Stanley Cup with him as a defenseman because no one has ever won a Stanley Cup at 2 different positions. It's like the same logic applies. It makes no sense. Like one, how likely is it that anyone wins a Stanley Cup, let alone wins 2, let alone does it for multiple teams? Also, how many of the coaches that won a Stanley Cup stayed with their team and never left? Like, I don't know. It's one of those stats that just makes me mad that people actually give it credence like it matters.
Yeah, didn't know that's where you're going with that.
That's just like the counter argument that no one can argue with. If you could have prime Dustin Byfuglien on your blue line to win a Stanley Cup, would you? Because no one's ever won a cup as a forward and then won it as a defenseman.
I mean, I'll take Dustin Byfuglien. I love that guy.
I need him.
He's the best.
Dude, to this day, one of our highest viewed videos on the channel was like a 3-minute clip of Ben Hankinson just talking about what Dustin Byfuglien is doing right now.
Maybe we need to have Hankinson.
People are posting it everywhere. They're like, "Oh my God, the latest on Dustin Byfuglien. He's alive."
What's he doing? He's fishing and packing 8 tins.
He's fishing, packing 8 tins, and inventing a boat that can fit 2 of him.
Mm-hmm. I still every once in a while.
Did I tell you about meeting him?
Buff?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so maybe it's just the best.
Just
Every
the
once in a while, I go back and I pull up the first preseason game when Atlanta moved to Winnipeg. At first shift, Bufflin just throws 3 massive, just kills 3 people in like 4 seconds. And Winnipeg was buzzing. It was electric. It's one of my favorite clips. Yeah, it was 5. It was 5 Cobb after that. I think it was 4-0 the first 10 minutes. That was tough. They were just
9-2 over Calgary.
picking their
rough.
teeth with them. Yeah, it was. Woof.
What do you say to this, Z? The sin bin. Don Sweeney signed a bunch of bottom 6 plugs so he could turn them into draft picks at the deadline, and Sturm went out and motivated those plugs into a wild card spot. That's coach of the year.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny. Like they went out and basically signed 12 different guys to make up their 3rd and 4th line. I don't know if all of them were meant to be like Tanner. You don't give a 5-year deal to like turn into draft picks or whatever. But like I was certain that that's what like Victor Arvidsson would be, and now he's having like a comeback renaissance season. He's back over 20 goals.
That was so
the change up that Pasternak passed. Oh my God, that was sick. But yeah, I mean, it was crazy the fact that they hit the deadline and Dylan Moo was like giving away a 6th-round pick for Reichel, who obviously naturally scores in his debut, and then picks up an assist the other night. But yeah, I mean, it was like they couldn't, and it was funny too. Like Sweetie before is like, maybe we'll do a little bit of both, like Brink guys it, and possibly like acquire some assets. That it was like nothing, like neither one actually.
Yeah. All right, let's pivot to Minnesota Wild stuff. Do you have any other NHL stuff? No. All right, moving on. Minnesota Wild. Call me an asshole. That's fine, I guess. But I feel like we are obligated to start on the tweet that broke the internet. Anthony LaPanta. And I quote, "Good to see that all of those quote unquote diehard lifelong Panthers fans that were seen in public for the first time ever during the Stanley Cup Finals have gone back into hiding." Oh my God, did that not end the way that he anticipated at all? Like he woke up the next day, he's like, oh no, what happened? Can I say the controversial take that I love this? I wish that like more media people would have opinions and actually like be direct and vocal about them. I think this is a jackass comment, but I love that he's willing to just make his jackass comment. Is that fair?
Yeah, I mean, I've not like, I would say the one that he chose to go with is just like a pretty tired one for me, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I think there are some that do have like that will go out of their way and like say something, but that one was that was pretty hard. I just like don't even that one I saw, I was like, that felt weirdly unnecessary. Unprovoked. It's like, what the fuck is that?
That's a response if Florida fans are coming at you. Like, sure, like be weird like that, but at the worst of times, like they are completely out of the mix. They are not making the playoffs. They have been ravaged by injuries more than anyone. They have back-to-back cups, and you're going to come at them on a Thursday night.
Went to 3 in a row.
Like, yeah.
Almost ended in unbelievable fashion. Also, they almost really turned around and had a full 360, full 180. Ended up being a 360. That was crazy, by the way. About as dominant of a 1-goal game as you could possibly have, by the way.
See, this is great. This is probably my favorite comment of the night from C. Kramer. Is LaPanta that Word Hockey or whatever account that was dogging the WJCs? That's awesome. Thank you so much, C. Kramer. Oh, I love that. That might be the biggest dig you could take on someone.
Yeah, that was Yeah, no, that's tough.
Oh man. Tough. Vegas ties it. Rasmus Anderson.
Yeah. See, whatever I say, just bet the opposite. By the way, also I put a 9-leg parlay in for that Wild Bruins game, all in the same game. And the only thing I needed to happen was Johansson to get a point by the end of it. And I was like, come on, dude. That was the only thing that missed. And I was like 20.
Did you tell LaPanta?
It was 20 to win 5,000. No, like, God damn it.
Dude, I think LaPanta owes you money.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's great. So yeah, had to bring this up because it made the rounds so freaking hard. And again, weird move, but again, I love that he's willing to make it. And I do respect that he never deleted it. I think that's half because he probably still to this point is unaware that it got the traction it did.
I was gonna say,
Because he rarely interacts on Twitter, but still, it's like cowardly when people go and delete it and then people have screenshotted it, so it's still going to make the rounds. But yeah, weird behavior in general. There's a couple of pointed topics that Mateo wants us to hit on here tonight, but just more generally speaking, like the recent skid for the Minnesota Wild. Are we worried going into the playoffs, or do we think that they're going to right the ship with the limited time we have left?
I mean, like, I don't know. I look at it and I think they were like that performance against Boston. It felt like an exhausted team on a really annoying road trip. And I mean, at this point, you can tell that, like, I mean, Kaprizov, I still don't think is back to being 100% healthy. Boldy looks exhausted. But, like, their finishing is really just the thing that's continued to come up and be problematic. I mean, and even that Boston game, it finished at 6-3, but, like, they made it a 4-3 game. Like, it was all out of nowhere. Like, they came back, but they were pretty close again. I don't know. I would say that the Olympic, their play overall since the Olympic break hasn't been like fantastic. They've had a couple of really nice performances, a couple of stinkers. Like that Tampa game was going quite well until just a couple catastrophic plays. And, they're not getting like 940 save percentage goaltending. And again, like when the thing that we've talked about for a while, it's like they've had issues with their depth scoring. And then when Kaprizov and Boldy aren't putting up a couple points per game, they're obviously going to suffer.
Gustafson's giving a lot of content in his defense.
Yeah, that's crazy. He's just
over and over.
So he's addicted. He's just this man. I mean, it's beautiful. It's a content machine. But I don't know. I still look at like their overall play. You look at like their scoring chances for and against, and like just the fact they've, for the most part, carried a lot of the play, and they just like are not finishing. And then there's just been some really bad mistakes at unfortunate times. So I do think Kaprizov right now, again, still fighting something. Boldy looks exhausted. And I'm sure they're still trying to like figure out exactly what the ideal lines are going to look like. I think they're still working through that.
Yeah.
By the way, that one fight for Gudas was not it. They are going nuts right now. This is a shit show.
Yes. I like
Everyone's going after everyone. This is crazy.
Cosgrove, as soon as the Wild clinch, Faber, Boldy, and Hughes should just take 2 games off.
Yeah, well, I do. So that's where I was going to. Then I got distracted by the melee. This Ducks Leafs game, but I think this 4-day break or whatever it is came at an ideal time for them to just get back home, rest up. Ideally, maybe not like take a day or 2 off of practice, and just like rest up and get back. Now, if they come back on, was it Thursday they play again?
Yeah, and Hughes play Vancouver.
Yeah, in Vancouver.
And
we lay an egg.
I'm so sad I'm not going to that game. I need to be there to support Marco and Zeev.
Mm-hmm. Marco's been playing really well as well, by the way.
I'm so shocked.
He's been putting up points. Vancouver is in one. My God.
They're going to get a good pick. They need it.
Mm-hmm. But anyways, yeah, I think the Wild have obviously not been at their best. That being said, I don't think they've played like as awful as everyone says they have been. Or as like, especially what the results would tell you. Like, I think they're 7-2 since the Olympics. special teams haven't been great. They're not putting up a ton of offense. And then every so often there's been a game where they've just had some really bad sequences in their own end. But again, to me, I think we'll see what they look like first couple games after this break. I think this is a really well-timed break. They desperately needed it, so we'll see. But as far as like, is the like whatever, is the sky falling? No, I'm not like panicking or whatever. Like either way, it's gonna be they're gonna play Dallas. And I mean the series is always gonna be a big boy series, gonna be tough, so it is what it is. But I would like to see them figure out what those line combinations are gonna look like though.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Figure that out.
Yeah, I'm more worried than you, less worried than the general public, I think. It's just this is like you see it every year. This is the most critical time of the year to at least kind of be on.
It's crazy that it feels like they might be following the script.
Yeah.
And if they stick to this bit in the first round, going up 2-1 losing at 6, I will lose my fucking mind.
Hang on though. Here's my question. Is losing in the first round unequivocally a failed season? Or what are you going to use to judge that?
No, I don't. I mean, if like, let's say they lay an egg, they get swept, or it's like a gentleman's sweep and they don't even look like they're on the same level, then that's obviously going to paint the season as an abject failure. It's hard to argue at that point, but I like you look at the series and realistically, like even if the Wild are playing great right now, like you go into this series against Dallas is like close to even / probably a slight underdog. So it's not really like if it's a first round exit, like that's not really gonna like. Sorry, it's a competitive first round exit. Like the only way that makes the season like an abject failure really is just like if it's just not close, and they just don't even look like they're like sniffing a win. But it is what it is. It's just like this format is. So no, they're in tough.
Yeah, I mean,
and like when you go out in the deadline too, and like the only like juice that you add as far as scoring goes for the forwards is like a Bobby Brink, who I love. And I love that addition. And we were talking about depth scoring being a bit of an issue here all year long. Like they were going to be one up against it there, and they're not going to be the same level. It's just like Dallas is scoring. So again, like there's no reason that they can't win around here. But I don't think like losing in a solid first round series against the Dallas Stars is going to be like something that we look at makes the season a failure.
I think there's two things to consider there, and I'm going to throw up, if it lets me, I'm going to throw up, I thought I was going to throw up a poll, but it's not going to let me. We'll see. For me, it's twofold. One, like, is it a series? I can live with losing in 6 or 7 games if we are playing them well. But also, I don't care what happens. We could get swept. And that would make this next caveat very unlikely. So I guess that kind of rules it out. But if Quinn Hughes inks for anything more than 3 years this summer, I don't care. I'm in. Like, yeah. That's a successful season. I don't care. Because you've seen how he's transformed this team. You can obviously work from that then to better work this summer to figure out like, okay, what are the holes we need to fill now that we know what this team is? If he doesn't sign this summer, I'm terrified. That's my pass fail. Even if the Wild win around, hell, maybe even 2. If Quinn Hughes doesn't extend this summer, I'm not well. Agree, disagree, somewhere in between?
Somewhere in between. I'm going to be less panicked probably about that. Like I wouldn't I wouldn't be shocked if he took more time to think about it. I don't know. But yeah, I think if he re-ups, then yeah, no, you just improved your roster for however many years that he does resign. He gives you another another star power in the league to level up with the Dallases and the Colorados. But there's still going to have to be some there's going to be a lot of work to do this offseason too, just to take around the lineup. But I do think there's going to have to be some legit hard choices to make here. As far as some of the guys that are going to have to that've been here for a little bit that you probably have to walk or go.
I love this nickname from C. Kramer. Hop Hip Hoppy.
There you go.
Hip Hop. Hip Hop Anonymous. So wild topics, and keep on commenting. If you guys have specific questions, I will get to all of them, but we have to hit the Mateo rundown. First one is just, I guess this will be a pretty quick one, but it's pretty much decided that Faber and Hughes will break Suter's record, and I think between them and Spurgeon, everything's going to be erased. But how many years does Quinn Hughes need to break every Minnesota Wild record on defense?
How close is he to out?
I don't know. I'm afraid to check.
I have no idea either, but I don't know, 3.
Yeah, probably not wrong.
Oh my God,
Here's one that I think fans might want to weigh in on, and I'm kind of curious where your head's at, but what does a Bobby Brink extension look like in Minnesota?
Jeez, hold on. Stand by.
All right, we're on standby here. Everyone comment what you think a reasonable extension looks like.
It's gonna be an amount of money that I'm not gonna ever entertain. Because I remember, like Toronto, they were saying that there was potential that he was gonna be asking for like 5 years, like 5 something.
Toronto was talking about Bobby Brink.
Oh, I thought you said. I don't know why I thought McCann. That's why I'm literally like freaking. This fucking monitor just.
You mean McMahon?
Yeah, I thought you said McMahon. I don't even know why.
But then you said McCann.
Did I?
I'd love to have McCann.
I'm losing my fucking mind. I guess my monitor's done.
Uh-oh, Cole. This is scary. Okay, so Bobby Brink, what do you think an extension looks like?
I would be surprised if they were going to try to go long term. So I would probably guess maybe like
it's gonna be a bridge.
Yeah, definitely a bridge, but it's not going to be huge.
I mean, it'll be huge for him. I don't think it'll be huge in the grand scheme for the Wild, but like what? You think they give him? Am I crazy for saying like a 2x3?
No, that's where I was going. Like 2 years, cap going up, probably 3.5.
3.5, yeah.
Something like that. Unless they just want to go with the 1 year, I don't know.
I think he's just thrilled to get a one-way and get a couple of years with a little bit bigger paycheck and see what happens on a team like this.
Right.
Or he ends up being part of the Matthews package. Who knows?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, everyone tune in this week. Wednesday should be the drop, but Bobby Brink interview as part of the show. Subscribe on audio or come back here on YouTube and check out Bobby Brink. He rocks. He's very fun.
Text monitor.
Oh, geez. All right. C. Kramer says 5 by 5.5, especially if he sees any top 6 time in the playoffs. Now, granted, if he solidifies a spot the rest of this season and then does well in the postseason and he gets us over the hump to making it to the second round, that changes the conversation entirely. But we're in Minnesota, and I don't think anyone expects that to happen. I would love to be wrong. Let's see. Brian says this might be a lot, but I really think if Iowa doesn't make the playoffs, I think we should bring Nicholas Aube-Kubel. I like his game. Same with Haight. Not sure what Iowa has to do with it.
Because that's where he is.
You just want to bring him up because they're not in the playoffs?
I would assume to be in the lineup with Minnesota in the playoffs.
I don't think Iowa's playoffs should make a difference in that scenario, but if you think he should be up, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's been really good for Iowa. I think he's right at the top. Him and Mayhew are basically leading that team in scoring now. I mean, he's like a solid AHL scorer, and then he's a fourth line grinding guy. He's got some legit skill. He plays hard, he's tough, plays a straight line game, moves well. But you look at all the guys they've acquired for like those bottom six roles, I just don't see him getting back in the lineup. But I mean, he's been really good for Iowa. And the type of player that we've advocated for them to bring in to play in the AHL with them. And I mean, he had a little short stint here. I think he played 4 or 5 games this year with the with Minnesota. Has a good amount of NHL experience, but I mean, once they, once they finally friggin' are officially in the playoffs and we start thinking about like getting guys some rest, I wouldn't be shocked if they had him come up and play a little bit, but I would be shocked if they saw him in the playoffs. But I mean, he's got a game that you like to. He's fun to watch.
So Cosgrove tells us Hughes is 320 points behind Suter for most points by a Wild D-man. He says the rest of this season and next year under contract. If he signed a 3-year extension, that's enough. He's got the record. That's insane. That's insane. God damn it. I can't believe that. I thought it was going to be a bigger gap than that. That's so small. American's so big.
I love that Zeta got a game misconduct for going after Radko Gudas, by the way, and the Anaheim Ducks tweeted out that video. Leaps forward, Pizzetta has been given a game misconduct is done for the night. Tweeted out the game misconduct penalty.
Dude, we're gonna get into an even better one once we get into college hockey. But yes, I love all of that. Cole says 4x4 NMC for Bob, and he wants to see those hats.
Hell yeah.
That is something I might have. If he gives out another 4x4, I'm gonna have no choice. But it'll still probably happen anyways. I don't know. It's becoming old news. We'll see. It's definitely on the table. Okay. What else did Mateo have for us? Oh, we got to talk about the sad bit of business here. Sad for a lot of reasons, but let's run this down. Brian asked a couple of times if Stramel signs this summer, does he go to Iowa or Minnesota next season? Do you think Stramel will either go to Iowa or Minnesota next season, doubling up? Let's see. We had another one in here somewhere. I swear. Oh, just Cosgrove saying, did the Wild sign Stramel yet? Super unfortunate bounce to go out in the first period of the game against Wisconsin, not only because it means that the scumbags of Wisconsin go to the Frozen Four, and we are guaranteed to have a matchup between Wisconsin and North Dakota that will send one of them to the Natty. That disgusts me. Stramel also doesn't get to finish out the game against his former team that did him so dirty. But also Charlie Stramel now has a broken ankle from a shot block and will not be doing anything this season. To the question, I guess we got to answer here, Z. When he signs, Iowa or Minnesota?
Well, I mean, it depends who's going to be here still. But I would imagine he starts in Iowa, like I had. But I'm sure they'll give him a legit look though at camp.
When's he ready to go too?
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, obviously, he's not going to see him this year. Should be good to go by the time the season starts. I mean, that was a bomb that he took off an ankle. That sucked in the first period. So that was a tough one for the Spartans, obviously. Another heartbreaking loss in the tournament, but I would imagine he gets a legit look in the preseason. But all things being equal, I would imagine he probably starts in Iowa. But again, that's a player like the game translates incredibly well to the NHL. It's just
he could very easily be a 3C or a 4C if needed.
Really, we'll see. It would be nice to see him get a couple reps here, obviously, but that's just not in the cards now. So,
do you think he would have gotten the reps though in Minnesota this year?
Who knows? I would imagine at the end of the year would have given him a couple games, but at the same time, you still look at like what they've got going on right now. So they're trying to figure out what their playoff lineup is going to look like in the line combination. So I would imagine he would have got a game or two at the end of the year, but yeah, it just sucks that he's not going to get any pro reps this season. See what he's got going on, but just 2 monster years at Michigan State, good for him, and just a brutal way to go out, obviously.
Yeah, really shitty way to go out. I suppose let's see here. What do we have for remaining wild comments? I mean, Ron, with you. We'll answer the Hines questions after the playoffs. And Cole, we're getting a little deja vu here. Yes, let's sit Yurov for rest, then not play him again and say it's his fault. Feels a lot.
I refuse to go into the doom
loop.
loop now. I refuse to go to the doom loop now.
You've seen what happened to Marco Rossi.
Yeah, well, okay. Anyways.
And we got Chris here in the comments just going hard against Kaprizov. And everyone. This feels like someone that's here seeking revenge on Anthony LaPanta, not realizing that Anthony LaPanta couldn't be further removed from this podcast. Anything else Minnesota Wild that you want to hit on, Z, before we talk college hockey and extend off of this Stramel conversation?
Nope.
That's a good answer. Before we even get into the deep recap, I'll throw this up just because we're going to get into it here in a second, but I shouldn't be surprised. I shouldn't be bothered, but it is just crazy with the lack of East Coast teams in that ESPN honed all of their resources into promoting Penn State and Gavin McKenna. And they're gone.
Yeah, I mean, it was the most predictable thing possibly.
Extremely.
Yeah, it's annoying.
I feel bad for McKenna, too, because, yes, he helped make it a spectacle, but, he didn't ask for the shit.
Yeah, and I mean, realistically, I every shift of that game against Minnesota Duluth was going to be, overanalyzed as far as just obviously he's getting all the hype because it's Gavin McKenna. But every single time he coughed up the puck or didn't make a pass or whatever, or took a shot and missed, it was just bust, loser. But I'm oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
That's the thing. I think that's so
exhausting.
Dumb. Yeah, it's weird. Weird behavior. But here's a question. Asking this for a friend of the show, but for real, who's better, Gavin McKenna or Max Plant? And I don't mean 5 years from now in the NHL. I mean right now, if you're a Frozen Four team and you can add Max Plant or Gavin McKenna, who do you add?
I mean, as far as the college hockey, you probably go Max Plant right now.
You have to.
But I mean, that's shit. I listened. I think The Athletic that's posed that question. Peters was pretty hard on the guys like Max Plant too. As far as going with those guys, it's a crazy question. It really is because it's Gavin McKenna.
Question.
I hate it.
No, for me, let's put it this way. I do think that the best game, if you do a simulation and you take the best game from both players, Gavin McKenna probably has the best game. But if you do 100 simulations for both players, you're probably going to come up with way more impactful performances from Max Plant than you are from Gavin McKenna. And that's the crux of the answer. Max Plant is the known commodity. He is the safe bet. He's not going to have those bad games where Gavin McKenna's going to have them, but that's also just part of the package. It's not a discrepancy against him. It's not something that's going to be a knock against him in the draft this year. He's going to go number one. We all know it. It's just a fact that right now I would rather have Max Plant on my team for a game today than Gavin McKenna.
Yeah. No, I don't actually. fucking hate the question or whatever, but like it's very like I saw this post somewhere and like there was a heated like you fucking moron. I'm like, okay, well, I feel like you're just gonna get mad at the question. I like you came in knowing you were gonna get mad.
Yeah.
But
Always.
yeah, I think you look at it's like who's the better hockey player. It's like, I mean, Gavin McKenna is a freak of nature. Who's like a better college hockey player right now? It's definitely Max Plant. Like, it's just what it is. By the way, he was a fucking animal against Michigan. I think he finished with like 12 shot attempts, played like 25 minutes. That game was, man.
That was the biggest shock for me on the weekend. I didn't think that Michigan would come out and 3-spot them in the first period. I was not prepared for that. Yeah. It just sucks because I believed deep in my heart that UMD was going to come out of that region. I really did.
Yeah. And actually, I mean, we should take a step back and just talk about that in general, though. Like that Penn State Duluth game was fucking unbelievable.
It was a fun game.
Incredible hockey game.
I've never been more surprised that a game didn't hit the over, but those goalies both deserve so much credit.
Yeah. And I mean, just back and forth. And again, like I saw, and we'll talk. I think you had the tweet from Quinnipiac that you wanted to throw out there, but
yeah, I can throw it.
I knew you needed to.
That's where I was trying to go. By the way, with all that conversation around McKenna, I love, I'm obsessed with this kind of shit. Quinnipiac, after shots were taken at their stud freshman from Penn State, they come back. Penn State says, "Picture this: Gavin McKenna for Hobie Baker." Quinnipiac men's ice hockey. Picture this: not being -3 and actually winning an NCAA tournament game. I love it. I need it. Oh, petty wars will always be my favorite. Always.
Yeah, I think that like pretty much, I mean, in general, there's no shame in getting clapped by this good of a North Dakota team at an NCAA tournament.
But they got clapped.
They really signed themselves up for literally less than 24 hours later. They leave the tournament. Was it 5-0 or 5-1? I think they had one goal. Yeah, I think it was 5-1. I mean, they were clapped by North Dakota. That was a shit kicking. So that was immediately what was going to happen the second they hit tweet at 11:30 the night before.
Can I ask the hard question here, though? Because it's not fun. I'm not trying at all to be like Debbie Downer, even though I hate North Dakota. Are they the second best team in the country?
No.
Like, I feel like NPI gifted that to them. They were a good team, a better team than I expected this year. And actually, for a North Dakota team, first time in a long time that they've had a deep roster. Like, I do actually think that they are a solid team that, like, deserves to be in the Frozen Four. Outside of Zellers, I don't see the, like, high upside. Right? Like, there's a lot of guys that are good. There's not much great. And that's me, like, splitting hairs, right? Like, again, very good team. A lot of good players, but, like, I'm used to North Dakota being more of, like, the top heavy with, like, some level of depth. Like, this is a very balanced, strong lineup. And a sick goalie.
Yeah, that's fair. They're very. That's why. But I think that's why they are. That's why they were so good this year. Like Cole Reshny was fucking like almost a slow start.
Yeah.
Somewhat of a slow start to some extent, and then he went nuts the rest of the year. But I mean, like you look at like they've got like 5 guys with over 30 points, a couple more with 29, 28. Like they've balanced scoring throughout their lineup pretty much. And then you got like Keaton Verhoff got better. He had some like expected down swings throughout the year, but at the same time, the kid's like a young draft eligible, and he's playing in the NCHC.
Again, he's going to be 20 sick. Minutes it's a more night. Right now, right? Like right now, good, not great, good, fair.
Yeah. I think the fact that they were a fairly a really balanced team this whole season was why they were so good. Like in the past, they've had a bunch like they've had like the Brock Tessers and fucking Daves.
Sure, but okay, like let me run it down for you. On paper, North Dakota or Michigan State?
Yeah, so that's where I was going to. I was like
Okay.
Michigan State, Michigan, but then probably Denver was right there up there.
I think Denver and
North
Western
Dakota,
better, and I think UMD is like right there neck and neck with them, which is obviously illustrated by like what they did in the season. But again, I'm not saying North Dakota is not good because that'd be a flat out lie. I do think they got the easiest bracket. I do think they got a favorable seeding. But all that said, like they are a very complete team. And now they get a Wisconsin team that they should be able to handle pretty well, right?
Yeah, I have.
Like they're going to beat the piss out of them.
We'll see. It's the way this goes every time. You never know.
Usually by the Frozen Four, though. The Frozen Four isn't usually where like a crazy upset happens.
Right. That's fair.
And I'm not saying it can't and that it won't and that it never has, but generally it's in the regionals that you see crazy shit happen. By the time you get to the Frozen Four, it's all business.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow the two best teams end up facing off in the first round, Michigan and Denver. And I know next week we'll talk about this more as the games are looming, but like, man, that's a shitty draw for Michigan.
Yeah, I mean, we have mentioned his name a few times already. David Carl, man, like
boss.
It just like the best quotes as well, by the way. He's like, this should have been played at Western Michigan. This should have been played at Lawson.
Yeah.
He's like, we obviously got the advantage.
It's a lot easier to say when you beat the piss out of them versus like squeaking.
To his credit, he's not even, well, he beats the shit. They beat the shit out of him. And also, he was saying this last summer. He said this last year.
Agreed.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I love this guy. Yeah,
no,
that's what I'm saying. I love this guy.
It is the correct answer. It's such a joke. Why the fuck does Albany keep getting games? How? How does this happen?
The amount of like mishaps with the arena with the glass and everything, like
mishaps to the arena. No one fucking cares and no one's buying tickets. Like, why is this a thing? At least if you're gonna make it set places every year or every couple of years, pick spots that people will go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's ridiculous, but man, Denver is just what a good hockey team, and
they're my biggest shock this year too. Like they're kind of the Tampa Bay Lightning for me. We're like, no one thought Denver was gonna be bad. I don't think anyone thought Denver would be this good. And David Carl is just doing his work like he always freaking does. And of course, he gets another fucking goalie.
Oh my God. So Johnny Hicks hasn't lost a hockey game since like over a year ago. Just casual. And obviously he's got a great team in front of him, but he's just a fucking animal. So the fact that worked out, incredible. And Polkamp was a freak of nature against Western Michigan. I think he also finished like 13 shot attempts, 7 on net.
He's my Hobie pick.
Yeah, totally fair. Totally like
Plant right behind him.
Yeah,
and honestly, if Plant finished the year the way he started it, he'd be my pick. But dude, Polkamp has more than filled Zeev Williams' shoes. He has been beast, and he's your wet dream of like, yeah, he can do everything offensively. He's killing people. He is murdering. He's taking souls.
Mm-hmm. You know, super physical. Just such a fucking good player.
You look at him and you're like, if he played football, he would for sure have the full neck roll behind him.
yeah, it's one of those guys. Yeah,
he's got that look. Yeah, dude, Denver's freaking sick, and Rieger Lorenz obviously playing a big role with the team too. Very fun to see because again, he's a guy that no one expects to be in the Minnesota Wild lineup like right away when his season's over. He's going to Iowa, but he's a guy that you're going to love having in the organization, regardless of whether it's in Iowa or Minnesota. What he brings, like anyone that hasn't, please go back and listen to the interview with him on Fellowship of the Rink. Rieger Lorenz, as far as like guys I want to hang out and grab a beer with, he's easily top 3 in the Wild prospect pool for me. Of like, yeah, I just want to hang out with you. You seem cool.
Yeah, he's had an incredible season again. Pretty much does whatever David Carl asks him to do, kills penalties, scores shorthanded goals.
Dude, that goal in Minnesota is going to live in my brain forever. We had the perfect angle on it too, where we were sitting. Like that goal was
in the natty. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yep. But we'll see what his future looks like as far as the pro game. Like he may be that classic case where it's like jack of all trades, master of none, and not that one separator that can get you to a full-time NHL gig.
He'll always be a safe call up. I don't know if he's ever gonna fully carve out a spot. I hope he can, but we'll see.
Yeah, and then the Western Michigan game, it's I think that broke a 13-game point streak for him, but I mean, he still played 17 and a half minutes, killed penalties, played a prominent role throughout the whole game, and he has the whole season. He's just been awesome this year. He's just a great player. Good kid to root for too, but gives you a little bit of everything. Whatever the game situation is, David Carl's going to throw him over the boards to go play, and he's been critical for him. So gets a chance to go back to that Frozen Four again. The way Denver's going right now, it's hard to pick against them. Michael Hage, we'll see how healthy he is. He was the extra skater or the extra forward, 13 forward in that game against Duluth. I think for six and a half minutes. If he's good, if he can give you 4 or 5 more minutes than that, that's obviously a difference maker because the kid's incredible. And yeah, I felt bad for Duluth, man. Just that first fucking period.
That first period killed it. I really think that they were well equipped to take on Michigan. Cole saying here, no BU or BC in the tournament is still wild to me. No Gophers on top of that. It was an interesting year, to say the least. And I thought that BU and BC would both be top 10 teams, but I legitimately had, I think my top 3. I'm trying to think if I can extend it to my top 5. But my top 3 was Michigan State, BU, Michigan. And what was my next ones? But I was so set on BU being sick this year.
Yeah.
Very, very weird turnaround.
Mm-hmm.
And BC, thank God Haggins is off to new things, because otherwise I'd be very scared of Brody Zemer going to hang out with him for a year.
Apparently got the new NIL deal.
Huh?
No, I just saw that post. All his teammates, I was there's some ad or whatever. All of his teammates are commenting on his Instagram. Yes, love the business. Good deal. Great post, man.
Dude, if him and Mooney are here, Gophers are a real team next year. That's a whole different discussion that maybe we'll get into here. But so looking at this bracket, I think we both agree North Dakota advances.
Mm-hmm.
Do we both agree that regardless of who advances, North Dakota loses in the Natty?
I think it'll be a great game. I just, at this point,
Agreed.
The way that they played, Denver's just going right now.
I'm picking Denver because I think Denver is of all college teams, they're the most equipped to give Michigan fits. Because Michigan is run and gun, we're going to go high danger hockey. And Denver's okay, we'll sit back and just wait for our chances. Fuck you. That David Carl salivates over that kind of hockey. So,
well, I mean, Denver can play any way you want to play too.
Right.
They're yeah, what do you want to do? Okay, cool, sounds good.
Okay,
we're gonna roll 4. We're gonna Paul Camp's gonna play 36 minutes, and he's gonna throw 11 hits, 13 shot attempts. Caswell has been really good down the stretch as well, by the way, for Denver. Epperson's been a beast past month and a half.
He had a real slow start though.
Real slow start, and now he looks real good. Kent Anderson's been really good at the back end as well. Been a big fan of his game. They've just got so many different guys that are going. And it feels like every night, you've got a couple, Paul Camp's going to contribute every single night. That's just going to be a given. This year, Buck Burger's yeah, I will as well, with a great name. That's probably the best name in college hockey. At least it's up there for sure.
Last name at least.
But then you just keep getting contributions up and down the lineup. Semu Salmonen's also been a beast. They've just got guys everywhere. Like it's just up and down that lineup. They've got 4 or 5 guys that might just like chip in here and there, and it's just like always in a big time moment. So good. Denver's just, man, they are rolling. And I know that we don't like the play-by-play, but it's great. At the end of that game, I got to give it to Butchergrass. He did say it. The standard's been set, and the standard is Denver. And I was like, that is all right. God damn it.
That's a bar. He finally got something right.
That's a bar. That's a bar. Put that on my tombstone, weirdly. I have no connection to Denver.
Can we agree, though? Like, I'm so torn because Butchergrass has been positive for hockey. Like, you can go back a decade and be like, thank you so much for what you've done to help make hockey / college hockey more so a thing. I'm just kind of fatigued with it all.
Yeah, I mean, it's exhausting at this point, but whatever.
And he was so lost not having a team to cling to. Like, he had to go out to Colorado because him and Colby had no idea how to talk about any of the teams in the field besides Western Michigan and Denver. It's like, well, I guess we'll go there.
Let's see, there's one.
No comment. All right. Brian asks, is Adam Bannock the steal of the 2025 draft? I think he's the second steal after LJ Mooney.
Yeah. I think he also asked, when do you see Bannock joining Iowa or Minnesota? I mean, it's going to be at least
it's going to be
year.
A bit.
At least probably 2 at Western Michigan.
I think 2 is the minimum. Yeah.
So at least 2 at Western Michigan, and then he'll go to Iowa. Like, he's going to be, I mean, he's a great player. And Brantford, I mean, they're looking real nice in the playoffs right now as well. And he's continued to his strong play, looks healthy again, which is good. But yeah, no, you're looking at minimum 2 years at Western Michigan. Then he's probably going to go play in Iowa for a little bit here. So we'll see. We'll see what, let's see if they can, Western Michigan can go steal the Michigan State's for the conditioning coach. Maybe that'll help.
Oh,
all of a sudden he does a Ryder Ritchie go from like 5'10" to
6'2". Tony Storm, what's up, fellas? I am not a Marcus Johansson as a player fan. My opinion is that Bobby Brink is better and should be in his spot. What do you boys think? I guess my first thought, Tony, is what do you think about Marcus Johansson as a person? You're not a fan as a player, but then it hints that you're a fan of something. I don't know.
He's
but
a beauty.
Z, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's fair. And I think we just need to see Bobby Brink higher up in that lineup. Like, what did he like? The other night, was he in between, or was he on the same line as like both Felinos? I was like, that's probably not the ideal spot for him. Or I think he's like playing with like McCarron and Trenyon or something. I can't even remember like what the actual line was, but I think we saw flashes of him playing higher up in the lineup, and it was really good. So I would like to see him get more minutes and get more offensive looks, obviously.
Well, and the point you made earlier in the show, Z, I think that at this point we know where we are. We are the 3 seed in the Central. Period. End of statement. It's not changing. Try things. Give him an extended look. Give him a 3 or 4 game stretch playing with Akinboldi and see if it makes sense. If you're not comfortable at that point, fine. Cut bait for the time being, but you owe it to yourself to at least try because you have nothing to fucking lose.
Yeah, I mean, that was their go-to when first couple games, they then obviously got hurt, came back, and then now they've got like several players they're trying to figure out exactly where they best fit. But yeah, no, I don't think like if they want like offensive production from someone like Bobby Brink, like I don't think playing with like Trenyon or the Felinos or McCarron's going to be like the best way to do that. So yeah, no, I'd like to see him get looks higher up in the lineup. Like, why not? Because I think obviously like we've seen flashes of him. Like the game against Dallas, he was a fucking animal. It was awesome. So it'll be interesting to see.
Cole says, load up the top line with 97, 14, 12, then second line 36, 38, and either 91 or 10. What do you say to that, Z?
Yeah, I mean, you looked at like that Kaprizov, Ek, Boldy line of playoffs last year, like both Kaprizov and Boldy were out of their mind. Like they played well the whole series against Vegas. It's just at that point you have to worry about the figuring out what the rest of that lineup looks like. So
I'm wholeheartedly opposed.
Yeah, I know. Same time, like I like the idea with like Zuccarello and Tarasenko playing together. I do like
okay
that. But no, I do get your reservations that we've seen in the past. But like again, last year against Vegas in the playoffs, it was really good.
It'd be different if Kaprizov and Boldy have been looking bad by themselves. And like, yes, Kaprizov has another level to get to, but like Boldy's been good this year without Kaprizov. Mm-hmm. Why would you want to break up that dynamic of having two legitimate lines?
The ideal scenario is having them split up. It's just like if they, and that feels like also like a top line where it's like if you need to go like the nuclear option, let's say it's late and close or you're trailing late, like you throw all the big boys on the line. Yeah.
No, it's the Pittsburgh special. Like 3 or 4 times a game, you throw Crosby and Malkin out together when the team isn't ready on a quick change. Awesome. Do that at times. Throw those 3 out together. That should not be your starting lineup. I'm never going to agree with that. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Hey, throw Dallas for a loop. First line left wing, Fabry. Let that boy cook. There's essentially no scouting report on him. Let him buzz. There you go, bud.
Ben Jones.
It's really hard to try to like map out what the ideal lines are looking like, by the way, because like there's just going to be someone.
Well, let's try. Let's talk through it. Let's talk through it. First line. What do you want?
Oh boy. Kirill with I guess stick with Hartman and Zuccarello, but I probably don't really actually like that, to be honest with you, because I like the idea of having Tarasenko higher up in the lineup too. And if you could separate and get production like with like Zuccarello on your second or third line, I think that's probably better too. I don't know. There's about like 7 different versions of this that we could go with. Like,
I don't hate like the idea of the third line being Yurov, Zuccarello, Tarasenko. I think that's fun. And I almost want to use that as my foundation to build from. So like if that's going to be your third line, where do you supplement on the other lines? And I don't know. There's
when you roll with the Boldy, Eriksson, Ek, Brink.
Boldy, Eriksson, Ek is like non-negotiable for me. Who's on their wing is very negotiable for me. I can go a lot of ways with it. I'm going to throw a curveball at you.
Okay.
Who do you think my curveball is? I don't believe it's been tried, but I could see it being very fun.
Who?
What's the line that everyone was just goo goo gaga for a couple years ago?
Grief line?
The grief line. So how do we supplement someone in that kind of gives a similar aura?
So you're talking Trenyon?
I am talking Trenyon.
Okay.
I think that would be fun to try for a couple games and just see if it clicks. Because he has looked like the guy that we signed this year. Like, I really think that I was very hard on him. Hand up, like, I was pretty pissed off about that signing, especially with what the early return was. He's been real fun. And I don't know that that's, like, a line that I want to ride regularly. But I think you owe it to yourself to see if it clicks, because it feels like it could. But I do like Brink there for sure. I think the real question is if we're going to go with that Tarasenko, Zuccarello, Yurov line, who plays with Hartman and Kaprizov? That's the real question here.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer. That's the hard part here.
Isha's alive.
Yep, Isha is alive, and I agree with him. Like, it is weird to have to cheer for Duluth or for Denver, who has like dominated college hockey. What is it? I think they have been in 4 of the last 6 Frozen Fours, which is like, wow.
Is that good or
pretty crazy? I just like, what is the right answer there on that first line if you're going to shift Zuccarello down to play with Tarasenko and Yurov?
Or do you just go Kaprizov, Yurov, Tarasenko?
I mean, that sounds very fun on the surface. Then what's your third line?
You've got like
Hartman, Zuccarello, and Brink.
That'd be Brink, and then there you go. Then you got that
on the second line. Okay, here's the real question. I don't say it to be mean. Should Marcus Johansson be in the lineup?
He might end up being the odd man out because, like,
should he be? Is my question.
Probably.
Yeah, I think that's your answer right there. So put Brink on that third line, put Trenyan on the second line, and have those two be interchangeable. Like, feel it out and see what the right fit is between Trenyan and Brink for who should be second line, who should be third line. You got a fourth line of a bunch of mutants no matter what. Call it a day. Or does Johansson slot in on the fourth line just because he can skate and the rest of them can't? Like, I hate to be mean, but
yeah, I don't know. There's just, I feel like Johansson's going to be the odd man out, and I think they want to have that fourth line of bashers. And I mean, like, you look at, I think it's weird, like, the fact that the bottom 6, they're going to be competing against each other, too. Like, that's, again, we talked about this before, though. Like, that's what happens when you go to the deadline and you acquire, like, more bottom 6 guys and, like, mutants and, like, playoff hockey classic type players. And I mean, I think they're going to be, I don't even anticipate them actually figuring out what that bottom 6 looks like by the time playoffs start. Like, again, we talked about, I mentioned this before too, with like how Florida's done it the past couple of years, but they've had guys in and out of the lineup. Like, it's also going to be a thing too. It's going to be who's healthy.
We are in a very good spot that, like, we can fill spots if there's injuries, as long as it's not like Kaprizov, Ek, or Boldy. But all right, so tell me then, just like gut swing, Trenyan, Brink, who's second line, who's third line for you?
Yeah, I put Brink on that second line.
Okay, I figured, but I'm gonna stick with Trenyan. Fun. And then we don't have to like get into this very much. We can kind of mostly call for the night unless there's anyone with last minute questions. But Gophers, Brett Larson hired, done and done. I think people that are like losing their minds over it need to calm down and just take a breath, touch some grass. My stance will always be that this felt very rushed. Feels like they did not vet out all their options. I have no problem with the Brett Larson hire. It just feels like it was between him and Raboyne the whole time. And Raboyne said no, and they're like, Brett's our guy. But I do think that Brett Larson could be an awesome fit. And had Nick Maxon on. He's going to be part of the Wednesday show as well, talking about just everything that makes up Brett Larson. But I think the Gophers are going to be back. By back, I don't mean that they're going to be like winning the Natty necessarily, but they will be a playoff team. And I mean, depending on what they can do, CHL, transfer portal, whatever, like they could be a frisky team for sure. Just general thoughts on the higher end where the Gophers sit.
I like you. Like I think, I mean, last week I think my only opinion was like it feels like they've already had like Larson's feels like that's done and dusted basically. And then I think it was literally the next day the hire was announced. But I don't have a problem with it. I think people freaking out. I'm like, okay, like, okay. But I'll tell you what, though, I really like the media availability. Love his comments. Like, this is a fucking like super high energy guy, super competitive, hates to lose, willing to get creative. Like, I really don't have an issue with it. Like, I think, like again, like you said, it just felt like it was like I feel like they already knew that this is the way they're going to go. So, like, if you want to quibble with it, it's mostly like didn't feel like the most creative or like most like out of the box thinking here, and who knows how much of a search they really did. But at the same time, I don't have a problem with that at all. Like he's a good coach. Yeah. He is very excited to be here, obviously, super hard competitor. And I think like again, like all of his comments, the press, like the press conference is really good. So I think he's a likable guy, and I think he's gonna be fine. And like they still have a lot of very good players on this team, and some of the young guys that like started off slow, but like got better as the year went on. Like I think Javon Moore's gonna have a fucking monster year next year, to be honest with you.
Him and Mason Moe, I'm fascinated to see what the first month of the season looks like for them.
Yeah.
I would love, especially after talking to Maxon, to see if maybe Brett Larson can bring Hendricks with him from St. Cloud.
Yeah.
Because there are definitely some holes to fill in the blue line. That's the only area of this Gophers team, assuming they don't lose any notable players in the portal. The blue line needs help because a Leo Gruba, John Whipple pairing as your second pairing looks great. As a first pairing, I'm scared.
Yeah, I don't know about scared. Like I get it. I also just think like one extra year or like just at them like being another year older, like I think it's gonna also just like have them like their development I think will be better too. But I'm not gonna be freaking out. But I'm like, yeah, no, I was the first pair. It's like in my head for like a team that's gonna be ideally competing for a Big Ten and then the Frozen Four. Like, yeah, it's not like your ideal scenario, but we'll see.
But my biggest thing for the Gophers being back isn't only that one, I think they were a better team than we saw this year. Like we saw on the upswings, it's not like other teams played like shit. Like they were playing very well against some teams. It just was not consistent at all. But the Big Ten's going to get worse. How many players are leaving all of these teams? Penn State, Michigan, and Michigan State are going to have big wipes. Doesn't mean that they're not going to reload and bring guys in, but it's tough if you're going to ride solely on transfer portal and freshmen coming out of the CHL. Like all these teams had established guys. Like Penn State had some really good players coming back from the Frozen Four run. Michigan had a TJ Hughes, who, believe it or not a brother of Quinn. But they had some veteran players that supplemented around the people they brought in. Michigan State had a Charlie Stramel, had a Trey Augustine. Like
they're gonna be just fine.
I'm not saying they won't be fine, but they're not the same team. It's the lack of experience for me. They're still good teams. They're not the behemoths that we saw this year. Or do you disagree with me entirely?
Michigan State, I think they're going to be back. Some of the kids, I mean, you're bringing in like a Chase Reed, Tommy Bleal, Jack Hextall, Nikita Klipov.
Sure.
Some of these dudes are monsters.
No, they are, but like, is it not different that they're all freshmen?
No, I know. I'm just looking at like,
what veterans do they have? They have a second-year Riker Lee. I'll give you that.
That goal he scored, by the way, against UConn was unbelievable.
But maybe he's back.
Mason West.
We if he stays, there's speculation he might be a Gopher.
True. Brady Peddle's going too. I forgot about that. There you go.
But for me, it's like first Riker Lee could be gone because Nashville like forced Matthew Wood out, as we learned from Pat Micheletti. I'm not saying these teams are falling off or they're going to be bad. I'm saying it's going to be a lot more neutralized where like they're still good, but guess what? So are we. So like it's anybody's game. Penn State, a little bit different. Like they're probably going to fall off a lot harder, but Michigan State, they're still going to be very good. I just don't see them being as good as they were this year, is my point.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Yeah, like you said, definitely Michigan State's losing their experienced top lineup guys. I just look
They
at
lost
who they're
their whole
bringing in,
first
we'll see what
line and
happens.
their starting goalie.
Yeah, so we'll see. I am pretty confident that Michigan State won't be falling off too far from where they are now. But yeah, I mean, obviously losing Martone, Stramel, what's his face? I do this every time. God damn it! Oh, it's gonna drive me crazy. So it happens at hour 2.
That's okay.
So next year.
I guess my question is, what's like they're not going to fall off? Does that mean that they're top 5, top 10? Just
I still look at them at probably a top
10?
5 team next year. Michigan State, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. And where are the Gophers next year? I'm also going to ask you where are BU and BC next year, so you can start thinking about those too.
Worst day of my life. Just things I haven't thought about.
I mean, dude, just move out here and cover the Gophers with me, and you don't have to worry about BU and BC. It's all good.
Yeah, true. I think. Were you asking me where they end up or coming into the year? Like, I think Minnesota should be like a top 20.
I guess, like, I feel like starting the year for you, not like where's everyone else going to put them? Like, for you, like, where do you see them going? So I guess end of year is more what I'm asking. Like, where do you see people?
I have no idea.
Like, I'm not asking you where do you think other people are going to vote them. I'm asking where do you place these teams? Because like I'm not sitting here. Let me be clear. This isn't me trying to bait you into saying Gophers are going to be a top 5 team because you shouldn't say that. I think there's a world where they're fringe 10 if everything plays out right. Like I don't think that's a crazy thought. I'm not going to sit here and guarantee it either, but they've got goaltending. The forward group is not a joke. Blue line, scary. We got to figure that out. It's tough.
I mean, I look at all 3 of those teams. I think I still view them as top 15, top 20. Like,
right, take those 3
as
teams, rank them next year.
Oh.
BU, BC, Minnesota. Like, how do they all stack up? Considering what's being lost. And then there's some speculation of what they gain, but
we'll see how many guys stay at BU and how many come in, but I'll probably go BC and then toss up between BU and Minnesota. Probably BU, Minnesota. Just I've seen more from BC and Minnesota, or BC and BU being here, being more familiar with like all of those prospects. But I do like some of the guys that are going to be coming in next year for Minnesota, and again, guys like Javon Moore taking a step. And ideally some of those other freshmen taking the fact that they've got obviously their established goalie. That's good too. Love that.
They also have a Beckett Hendrickson secret
Take
weapon.
Another step. Yeah. I think I just have more questions. I think there's more like questions still with like Minnesota. So I'll probably go BCB Minnesota.
No, reasonable.
But I think they're like all right there with each other.
Do you think they're all back in the tournament next year?
I'll just go positive. I'll say yes.
Okay. Super helpful.
Well, it's just like I haven't sat down and looked at every fucking hockeys. Do they have enough talent on paper on their roster to get there? Yes. Am I like super confident one way or the other? No.
Yeah, no, that's fair. All right, fine. We're good. I think we hit it. God damn you, Cosgrove.
It's a good point. They are going to be both BC and BU will technically be in the city of Boston next year. Actually, technically not true. BC is in Chestnut Hill.
Ho ho! Cosgrove out.
Just like anyone from BU will tell you, that's not biased outside technically.
Think you're better than me?
Wait, think you're not better than me? I was dying. The clips of, by the way, the clips of Steve Carell going on Abe Polar's podcast talking about people from Boston. I was in tears. I was like, they said it. They did it. They did the thing. They said the thing. Like someone bumped into Steve Carell at like a supermarket out here a couple years ago. It was like, hey, Steve, I like that thing you did. You were good. Don't get cocky. That's so funny.
That's funny.
That thing you did was good. Don't get cocky.
That's good. All right. Any closing thoughts?
No, made it 2 hours.
No.
Yeah, there. Cosgrove dropped the quote too. You don't seem like you're from Boston.
He was like, wow. Well, first of all, you're polite.
You haven't threatened me in the 30 seconds we've known each other. Facts. All right. I guess that's it. It's been fun. Next week we'll probably go a little lean into the matchups for the Frozen Four. Hopefully the Wild give us something worth talking about. And by then, maybe we know, and maybe it's already out there, and my day has just been in shambles dealing with 2 miniature humans. But maybe next week we talk more about what the coaching staff will look like for the Gophers beyond Brett Larson.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, all very fun.
Hell yeah. Oh, the sin bin. I'm new to the channel. What's the deal with Spoke Z being a double agent? Boston fan that speaks soda, treehouse hat, yet no mass accent. Well, the mass accent thing.
He's not drunk enough. That's the answer.
Well, no, the mass accent thing is I naturally do have one, and over the year, like I just coached myself to not let it come out too bad.
Dude,
and
if you ripped 3 shots right now and we gave it 10 minutes, you would be cussing at some lady that decided to take a turn when it was right for her to take a turn.
What the fuck are you doing? Like, fuck off. It was like when I'm hanging out here with all people from, I'm going to slip back into it, or if I'm talking to my mother. But the whole speaking, or just being a Wild person who's basically growing up, needed another team, loved Brian Ralston, lockout happened, he ended up in Minnesota, and now that was pretty much the start of it.
I thought the origin, you didn't tell me it was Brian Ralston. I thought the origin was Jonas Brodin.
Well, that was way later.
Living a lie. All right.
Simbin, I live in Boston. I'm out here.
He is deep in Boston territory.
Right.
I mean, you said it earlier in the show, Brighton.
Brighton.
Oh yeah. If you go to the drop, you will see him 90% of the time.
In the corner, talking shit about touch tunes, possibly working.
Talking shit about touch tunes or commandeering the entire system.
Yeah, no, it usually happens. That's how it goes.
All right. That seems good enough to close it out. I don't have a good quote, although it was very funny today seeing clips of Paul Rudd breaking in role models at like,
oh yeah,
jingle jangle, ha ha, rubber dub dub. Oh,
I'll have to go.
that guy will never take a lead role, nor should he, but he is the best supplementary role character in anything. Him and Superbad, like, so you guys on MySpace or
just bangers only?
And what is he, the principal in Pineapple Express?
Yes.
That guy rocks. I want him to be a guest on the show. He would be very fun.
Sneaky, very funny appearance in Superbad as well.
That's what I said.
What'd you say? They said Pineapple Express.
No, that Pineapple Express is the principal. On Superbad, he's the guy that like hits him with his car, and then he's like, "So, you guys on MySpace or?"
I don't know why, but the scene where like he's on the phone, and he's just, "Hope you guys are ready to get fucked up tonight," and he just.
You guys are ready to get fucked up?
Who's gonna
Okay.
give it to her? You. That's who.
Oh, she totally sounds like she wants it, man.
Just
He's very
best.
good.